let us rejoice, for we are one and free. We've golden soil and wealth for toil, our home is girt by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts, all beauty rich and rare. In history's page let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strains that let us sing, advance Australia fair.
Please be seated. Chancellor, graduates, guests and members of the university community, good morning and welcome. I'm Bill Patterson, University Secretary and Director of Governance Support. Graduations are one of the university's most important events. This year, the university will hold approximately 50 ceremonies, both in Sydney and in Shanghai. On occasion, the university seeks to honour individuals who have made extraordinary impacts upon society through the contributions they have made. Today, the university will bestow an honorary award upon an outstanding member of our community. I would like to introduce to you the official party who are here on stage. Seated at the centre of the stage is Ms. Catherine Livingstone AO, Chancellor of the University, who will preside over this ceremony. The Chancellor is joined today by Professor Vicky Chen, Provost and Senior Vice President, Professor Kate McGrath, Deputy Vice Chancellor and Vice President, Research, Emeritus Professor Elizabeth Dennis AC, our honorary award recipient, who will also deliver the occasional address, Professor James Warman, Dean of the Faculty of Science, who will be presenting graduates. The other people seated on stage are Ms. Diane Hill, member of the UTS Council, professors, academics and professional staff from faculties and institutes who've played such a large part in the success of today's graduates. I would also like to acknowledge our member of staff graduating today, Claire Lorraine Perry. It now gives me great pleasure to invite Ms. Catherine Livingstone AO, our Chancellor, to formally open proceedings.
In the name of the Council, I declare this congregation of the University of Technology Sydney duly assembled. And on behalf of the University of Technology Sydney, and before we begin proceedings, and on behalf of all of those present, I would like to acknowledge and pay our respects to the traditional owners of the land on which we meet, the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation. It is upon their ancestral lands that UTS stands. I would also like to pay our respects to their elders, both past and present, acknowledging them as the custodians of the knowledge for this place. In this graduation ceremony, we're going to celebrate the conferral of awards upon graduates from the Faculty of Science. Today's ceremony marks a great achievement for the graduates and recognises the support which they have received from family and friends, many of whom are with us here today, and we welcome you as together we celebrate the achievements of the graduates. I will now ask Professor Vicky Chen, Provost and Senior Vice President, to present a candidate for the Doctor of Science honoris causa.
Chancellor, the Council of the University has established the award of Doctor of Science honoris causa to be made to persons who, in its opinion, has made an outstanding contribution to professional practice in a discipline of interest to the university. Chancellor, I present to you Emeritus Professor Elizabeth Dennis, AC. Dr. Elizabeth Liz Dennis, AC, is an eminent Australian scientist in the field of plant molecular biology, with particular interest in gene expression, plant development, and plant genome mapping. Professor in the UTS Faculty of Science from 2011 and Distinguished Professor from 2012. She retired from UTS in 2022. Dr. Dennis was elected as a member of the United States National Academy of Sciences in 2021 in recognition of her distinguished and continuing achievements in original research. Election to this academy is one of the highest honors in the scientific community. Dr. Dennis gained a Bachelor of Science in 1964 and a PhD in 1968 from the University of Sydney. This is followed by a postdoctoral fellowship in the laboratory of Dr. Julius Marmar at the Albert Einstein College of Medicine in New York. She worked at the University of Papua New Guinea as a lecturer in microbiology and biochemistry. And from 1982 to 83, Dr. Dennis was a visiting fellow at the Department of Biochemistry at Stanford University, working in the laboratory of Nobel laureate Dr. Paul Berg through the Fulbright Visiting Scholars Program. On her return to Australia, she joined the CSIRO Division of Plant Industry in Canberra in 1972 as a research scientist and was promoted to Chief Research Scientist in 1991 and CSIRO Fellow in 2001. She also held position of visiting fellow and adjunct professor at the Australian National University. Dr. Dennis was elected to the Australian Academy of Technological Sciences and Engineering in 1987 and the Australian Academy of Science in 1995. She was awarded the Prime Minister Prize for Science in 2000, shared with Emeritus Professor Jim Peacock, AC, and in 2019 was awarded a Companion of the Order of Australia, AC, for her eminent service to science as a researcher and academic. These appointments and accolades are testament to her distinguished contribution to the science community. In addition to her main CSIRO role, Dr. Dennis filled professional positions both in Australia and overseas associated with her research expertise. These include program leaders in grain genes in association with the Grains Research and Development Corporation, the Australian Wheat Board, and CSIRO. Also as program leader with the Rice Cooperative Research Centre, CRC, and board member of the Australian Genome Research Facility. She's widely published with around 300 papers in international journals. Dr. Dennis has given her time generously to UTS. She has worked as an advisor for the Dean of Science and senior faculty researchers, mentors to Chancellor Postdoctoral Research Fellows, supervisor of UTS postdoctoral fellows and PhD students. It is a great honor for the University of Technology Sydney to confer Dr. Elizabeth Dennis AC, a Doctor of Science honoris causa, in recognition of her significant career achievements and contributions to the field of plant molecular biology and of science at large and to the UTS community. Chancellor, in recognition of their distinguished contribution, I ask you to admit Emeritus Professor Elizabeth Dennis AC to the degree of Doctor of Science honoris causa.
So by the authority vested in me by the Council of the University of Technology, Sydney, I admit Emeritus Professor Elizabeth Dennis AC to the degree of Doctor of Science honoris causa. Congratulations, Liz. I now invite Professor James Wallman, Dean of the Faculty of Science, to present graduates.
Chancellor, I invite graduates in the Faculty of Science to stand. Chancellor, the UTS Council has resolved that candidates recommended to it by the Faculty Board in Science as eligible for awards have completed all requirements of a course of study approved by the Board and has conferred these awards upon them. Chancellor, I now present those graduates from the Faculty of Science who are here before you to acknowledge the awards for which they have qualified.
So on behalf of the Council of the University of Technology, Sydney, I congratulate graduates on their achievements in obtaining the awards for which they have now qualified. Well done.
Graduates, please be seated. Chancellor, research is a defining characteristic of a university. Graduating a fully equipped, independent researcher requires nurturing, training, and encouragement. Today, we celebrate the achievements of our Faculty of Science research graduates and express our gratitude to their family, friends, supervisors, and the community who recognise the importance of research education and the acquisition of knowledge. Chancellor, I present to you graduates receiving research degrees. The following students have graduated with the Doctor of Philosophy. Parthafan Elankumaran, for a thesis entitled Phylogenetic Analysis, Phylogenomic Analysis, of Escherichia coli from dogs with clinical symptoms of uropathogenic disease, an Australian study, supported by a supervisory panel that included Principal Supervisor, Distinguished Professor Stephen Georgievic, and Co-Supervisor, Dr. Veronica Jarocki. Chancellor, I present to you Dr. Parthafan Elankumaran. Anika Catherine Gao, for a thesis entitled Multiplexed Real-Time PCRs for the Detection and Differentiation of Leishmania Utilising Bisulfite Conversion Technology, supported by a supervisory panel that included Principal Supervisor Emeritus Professor John Ellis and co-supervisors Dr. Damien Stark and Professor Nicholas Smith. Chancellor, I present to you Dr. Anika Catherine Gao. Luke Jarman, for a thesis entitled Investigating Heart Rate Variability as a Novel Non-Invasive Measure of Blood Glucose Level in Type 1 and Type 2 Diabetes, supported by a supervisory panel that included Principal Supervisor, Associate Professor Sarah Lowell, and Co-Supervisor, Professor Anne Simpson. Chancellor, I present to you Dr. Luke Jarman. Kirsty Milner, for a thesis entitled The Price of Heat Stress, Functional and Resource Constraints to Thermal Tolerance in Arid Zone Plants, supported by a supervisory panel that included Principal Supervisor, Associate Professor Andrea Lee, and Co-Supervisor Professor Stella Valenzuela. Chancellor, I present to you Dr. Kirsty Milner. Lena Sidavong, for a thesis entitled The Assessment of Spontaneous Emotional Expressions from the Frontal and Profile Facial Orientations, supported by a supervisory panel that included Principal Supervisor Dr. Tamara Stinder and Co-Supervisor Associate Professor Sarah Lau. Chancellor, I present to you Dr. Lena Sidavong. Maxwell Thomas Stevens, for a thesis entitled Investigation of MER 652 in Host Immunity Against Intracellular Bacterial Pathogens, supported by a supervisory panel that included Principal Supervisor Associate Professor Bernadette Saunders and Co-Supervisor Associate Professor Matthew Padula. Chancellor, I present to you Dr. Maxwell Thomas Stevens. Sarah Stone, for a thesis entitled Improving the Risk Assessment of Short-Term Stormwater and Effluent Discharges to Aquatic Environments, supported by a supervisory panel that included Principal Supervisor Distinguished Professor Elena Ammett and Co-Supervisor Dr. Darren Koppel. Chancellor, I present to you Dr. Sarah Stone. Glenna James Travis, for a thesis entitled Regulation of the P10 Tumour Suppressor by its pseudogene P10P1 and the microRNA landscape, potential for future cancer therapy, supported by a supervisory panel that included Principal Supervisor Dr. Naja Nassif and Co-Supervisor Professor Anne Simpson. Chancellor, I present to you Dr. Glenna James Travis. Ben Winskill Wood, for a thesis entitled Examining the Non-Hemostatic Function of Alternatively Stored Platelets, supported by a supervisory panel that included Principal Supervisor Associate Professor Matthew Padula and Co-Supervisor Dr. Lacey Johnson. Chancellor, I present to you Dr. Ben Winskill Wood. Kieran Philip Young, for a thesis entitled Exploring Novel Strategies for Locating, Assessing and Rehabilitating Australian Abandoned Coal Mines, supported by a supervisory panel that included Principal Supervisor Dr. Megan Murray and Co-Supervisor Associate Professor Brad Murray. Chancellor, I present to you Dr. Kieran Philip Young. Chancellor, we will now present to you our coursework graduates receiving awards today.
The following students have graduated with a Master of Forensic Science. Sinead Kiana Dudkovic. Ashley Jade Fagan. Imogen Hansen. Ka Chuen Ho. Kirtana Maria Jayashankar. Ji Woon Kim. Ashley Elise Morris. Alexandra Ann Rowe. Vahani Shiva Kumar. Clara Da So Yu. Zi Qin Zhang. Master of Medical Biotechnology, Yasmin Basam Alamedine. Chok Ka Choi. Simran Dopala. Pramod KC. Benjamin Daniel Noble. Supana Lahiri. T. Kim Chi Nguyen. Abdul Rahman Wilson. Master of Philosophy in Medical Biotechnology, Lu Liu. Helen T. Hang Chan. Master of Philosophy in Science in Biomedical Engineering, Jane Cham Nguyen. Master of Science, Tang Dil Chan. Master of Science in Biomedical Engineering, Teyas Joshi. Raj Fuyal. Master of Science in Environmental Consultancy and Conservation, Cielito An Lapid. Bachelor of Forensic Science, Honours with First Class Honours, Amber Johnson. Bachelor of Forensic Science, Honours with Second Class Honours, Division 1, Nana Chung. Kiara Lily Ingram Nader. Bachelor of Forensic Science, Honours with Second Class Honours, Division 2, Dan Tam Duang Chu. Bachelor of Forensic Science Honours with Third Class Honours, Nicholas Dawson. Bachelor of Environmental Biology, Bachelor of Science Honours in Environmental Science with First Class Honours, Jessie Jean Drew Smythe. Bachelor of Science Honours in Environmental Science with First Class Honours, Oscar David Creasy. Bachelor of Science Honours in Biomedical Science with Second Class Honours Division 1, Mohammed Hamwi. Sergio Joshua. Bachelor of Forensic Science, Bachelor of Arts in International Studies, Chen Shi Yang. Bachelor of Science in Biotechnology, Bachelor of Business with Distinction, Muhammad Adib Masood Khan. Bachelor of Science in Biotechnology, Bachelor of Business with Credit, Christopher William James McMaster. Charles Seaton. Bachelor of Science in Environmental Biology, Bachelor of Business with Credit, Sophie Shiel. Bachelor of Advanced Science in Environmental Biotechnology, Emma Terry Finneran. Bachelor of Advanced Science in Pharmaceutical Sciences, Kalani Ruby English. Anuka Rahman. Bachelor of Biomedical Science, Carly Antonella Atria. Jeran Kyle Ball. Jacob John Beebe. Emils Zine Belramul. Tidarat Danwilai. Brianna Angela Carmel Day. Muhammad Mohammed O Felemban. Margaret Greeks. Michelle Kamaruddin. Jashan Kaur, Yu Ying Lee, Vidya Mupnar, Angelica Tristania Toulon, Jarek Cody Jane Villaruz, Hei Long Wong, Antoinette Rose Yamin, Jian Pei Zhou, Bachelor of Biotechnology, Isabel Rachel Colahoon, Charisse Megan Enriquez, Tracy Lam, Tiara Faith Montalaba Lambino, Elisa Newberry, Claire Lorraine Perry, Manisha Shrista, Ajipul Singh, Dylan Yuan, Bachelor of Environmental Biology, Angus Morgan Cadogan, Ruben Asher Stewart Fox, Alexandra Kelly, Isaac Alexander Mulbik, Ariel Ann Orr, Sophie Rose Phillips, Catherine Ann Pottinger, Dan Rui Rin, Claudia Ruby Taylor-Blair. Andrew David Eric Tweed. Maya Wood Thompson. Bachelor of Forensic Biology in Biomedical Science, Tiffany Vella. Bachelor of Forensic Science, Joanne Khalil. Patrick Dow. Samira Haddad. Justin Jia Shi Jin. Akib Ahmed Mohammed. Catherine Pouget. Benjamin Aaron Talinsky. Alice Catherine Turner. Jack Ryan Toohill. Bachelor of Marine Biology, Jaden Ronald Bonici. Kieran Nicholas Chow. Isaac Digby. Yaran Doyle. Emily Kate Hunt. Olivia Marilyn Lucas. Jasmine Ruin Scorse Chen. Annalisa Wong. Bachelor of Science, Muhammad Ayas. Jessica Jean Ferguson. Nikhil Kumar. Zixi Li. Nicole Matishiak. Bachelor of Science in Biomedical Science, Jacob Gard. Panagiotis Katrakilis. Christopher John Meyer. T. Queen Xiao Vo. Bachelor of Science in Biotechnology, Leon Francis Burgess. Ewan James Ferris. Mark Henry. Aaron Slade King. Pin Yi Zhang. Bachelor of Science in Environmental Sciences, Diploma in Innovation, Phoebe Veronique Boyd. Jemima Suzanne Teresa Lupis. Bachelor of Science in Environmental Sciences, Jathusika Athawan. Nathan Zhu Li Chu. Charlie De Jaga. Marissa Sophie De La Viris. Kelsey Erin Grady. Rhiannon Heath. Louis Gerard Jacobs. Yuxuan Jiang. Julia Natasha Cassis. Claire Ellen McKinley. Jenna Seaman. Nicholas Short. Amy Simmons. Anna Lisa Theben. Bachelor of Science in Marine Biology, Louis James Tagarius.
Chancellor, this concludes the presentation of graduates from the Faculty of Science.
So, on behalf of all at UTS, I would again like to say a huge congratulations to our new graduates, and just as importantly, to your family and friends who have given their support, love, and no doubt a great deal of understanding during your studies. Finishing a degree or diploma is a major milestone, and we don't underestimate the hard work and the sacrifice that you've had to make in reaching this goal. You should be very proud of what you have achieved, because your university is certainly extremely proud of you. Now, your graduation is one of the most important moments in your life, and it brings with it opportunities and challenges. The opportunities for a UTS graduate have never been greater. UTS graduates are held in very high esteem by employers, not only because of the quality of the education that you've received here, but also because of its very practical nature. Conversely, the challenges in the workplace have never been greater. Scrutiny and the expectations of society are already high and continue to grow. And I would urge you all to maintain the highest level of professional and personal integrity. Confront with courage the inevitable ethical dilemmas as they arise, and remember the caution that the behaviour you walk past is the behaviour you condone. Beyond the opportunities and challenges, a graduation signals that you've gained new knowledge. Use it wisely and use it responsibly. Be seen to give and not to take. And I say this particularly because you're graduates of a University of Technology, and technology can certainly be an enormous force for good, but we need to be alert to unintended consequences. And you would see there's much discussion going on at the moment about the regulation of AI, for example. So we must really be very clear about what the applications of the technology are, mostly benign, but some are intentionally not benign. So a real word of caution there. There will be times, of course, when knowledge alone is not enough, and you'll be required to make judgments where the answer is not clear. Now, judgment is informed by experience, and mostly by the experience of making mistakes. It's through our mistakes that we learn far more than we learn through our successes, ironically. But the learning that comes from mistakes builds those reserves of judgment on which you can later draw. So my challenge to all of you here today is to make sure that you make enough space and time in your busy lives to acquire and deepen your judgment skills. Turn off the laptop, turn off the iPhone, and just think. Think about the questions you need to ask, think about the answers you receive, and then think about the judgments that you've been called on to make. And I can't stress enough how crucial it is to be able to think. We all know that our world is becoming increasingly complex, but with careful thought and reflection, this complexity can be managed. Purposefully thinking through the decisions that you'll face and identifying both the intended and unintended consequences is an important career skill. Please make time to develop it. And learning to think, and think deeply, is not as easy as it might seem. It takes time. But finally, we hope that your relationship with UTS doesn't end here today. We know your career will evolve in multiple dimensions and across, no doubt, multiple geographies. But it will involve new and continuous learning. And UTS is very focused on how it can support you, its alumni, in your lifelong learning needs. So we now welcome you into the global UTS alumni community. Stay involved and stay in touch. And remember, the Alumni Office is your lifelong connection to UTS. So may I congratulate you all again and wish you every success in applying the skills and the knowledge that you've acquired in our world-class institution. Huge congratulations again. It now gives me great pleasure to invite Emeritus Professor Liz Dennis, AC, to deliver the occasional address this morning. Liz.
Thank you, Chancellor. Presiding Vice-Chancellor, Dean of Science, staff members, distinguished visitors, graduating students, friends and family. It is an honour to receive an honorary doctorate from UTS and to address you here. Before I start, I would like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which this ceremony is being held, the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation. I also acknowledge all elders, past, present and emerging, and any First Nations people present. So, like the Chancellor, I congratulate all the students graduating today. It's a major achievement to conclude your university studies and to graduate. And I know it has taken hard work and a lot of support from the university staff and your family and friends. But graduating is only a beginning of your career, and it's important to choose wisely how you're going to continue and your next steps. All of you graduating today have been trained in the discipline of science, and I think this is a great advantage because science has a vital part to play in shaping the future of the planet. There are a number of challenges to tackle: climate change and the transition to renewable energy, maintaining the state of the environment and the preservation of species, adequately feeding the world's population, and improving the health of the world. Science will play a vital role in all these areas, and it is possible that you can choose a career that lets you participate in addressing these challenges. Modern biology, including molecular biology and DNA studies, have made step changes in our knowledge which can be used to tackle these problems. For example, in the health area, the vaccines for COVID-19, for cervical cancer, and the recently developed malaria vaccine have all been facilitated by the advances in molecular biology. And these will save many lives worthwhile. DNA studies have allowed the mapping of the abundance of species and their diversity, helping their conservation and protecting endangered species. And analysing the genetic diversity within a population, within a species, can inform breeding programs and suggest ways to guard against extinction. In plant science, the staple crops, wheat, rice and maize, have existed for thousands of years, developed by our ancestors. But there are still major discoveries being made, and you can be involved in these. Plant science has depended on new discoveries to produce increased yields and to guard against predation by insect pests and diseases. Wheat, wheat is the major crop, food crop, and its yield is limited by rust diseases. Modern science has allowed the isolation of resistance genes to rusts, and these genes can now be transferred to any wheat variety, protecting the yield and eliminating the need for spraying with fungicides. The introduction of genes conferring protection against insect pests into cotton has allowed cotton to be grown with far fewer insecticides than previously, and this is great for the environment, but also for the profitability of the crop. In the other major staples, rice, maize, and potatoes, similar advances have been made, and we can expect increased yields from these crops because of the new discoveries. So there are career paths in in food production, but also there are career paths for you in looking at new products which have been developed from foods. Advances in technology are likewise extraordinary. The development of machines and computers and the incorporation of artificial intelligence techniques into our life are game-changing. I can't talk about these in detail because I'm a biologist, but I know these techniques can interact with our biological understandings to play an important part in addressing these challenges to the planet. So basic science underpinning all these areas is important and provides the engine for future developments. If you enter a research career in basic science, your findings may assist applied research in unexpected ways. In fact, many of the most important advances in application science come from basic science research. When you take up a research position, you will find that you'll work alongside senior scientists who will mentor you and improve your skills. And you will work as a team, and this is one of the joys of science, is working together to solve a problem with colleagues. And then teaching is another important career, whether it's in school or university. And this will contribute to a scientifically informed community, and some of your students will in turn go on to study science and become scientists in their own right. Seeing young scientists, young minds understand a concept and be inspired must be one of the best rewards of being a teacher. So there are many career paths to follow, but do not think that your first job defines your job for life. I'm a plant scientist and I've loved working in this discipline, but I never studied plants at school or university. The important thing is to make sure you're tackling a worthwhile problem, and this will be extremely rewarding throughout your career. So good luck to your future endeavours, and as you join the workforce in whatever capacity, I'm sure your time at UTS has fitted you for a rewarding career. Thank you.
I would like to thank our speaker, Emeritus Professor Liz Dennis, AC, for the occasional address on this very important day for you as UTS graduates. I think her reflection about the path forward, particularly for science graduates in tackling critical global challenges and the contributions that you may be able to make. I think reflections about how the step changes in molecular biology has really dramatically increased the availability of knowledge and the scope of what you might be involved with going forward. I think the role, particularly of her career around plant scientists, now addresses very important and critical aspects of food security and resilience, if you think about now the impact of climate on our food production. I think also for young graduates going forward, both the research and teaching have both missions as part of going as pathways, both as a team, collaborators, but also reflecting on teaching as a mission around giving a legacy of expanding young minds. So both of those very worthwhile as potential pathways for you young graduates. So in conclusion, let me say the best wishes and the pride of the university goes with each and every UTS graduates, and congratulations again. Thank you.
Chancellor, guests and graduates, that occasional address concludes the formal proceedings of this ceremony. On behalf of the Chancellor, I invite you to join the official party for refreshments. These will be served in the Great Hall foyer and in the balcony room adjoining this hall. The photography, framing and memorabilia services are located on level 4, which is one floor below us. The academic procession is about to leave the Great Hall, As it does, I invite our new graduates to join the procession, which will end in the balcony room. Would the congregation please rise for the academic procession?